I'm joined by a great guest. She just put out her debut country single. It's called Little Bit Country. Chanel West Coast joins me. Chanel, what's going on?
What's up? How are you?
I'm doing so well. How you doing?
I'm good. It's a gloomy day here in California. Not sure what's up with that, but I'm chilling.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too common. A gloomy day out in California. It's usually sunny.
Dude, I know, and it's so funny because I've been trying to convince my boyfriend to move to Nashville, and I'm looking at my friends in Nashville right now on the lake in the sun, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm over here in Gloomville.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I'm in the New York City area and it's not too nice here either, if I'm being honest. 60 degrees.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Well, anyway, you've got your debut country single out right now. And like I said, it's called Little Bit Country. How great does it
Mhm.
feel having it out there in the world?
I'm so happy to get this song out. Honestly, like I made this song just so spur of the moment. I had come back from Stagecoach. I went to Stagecoach for my first time last year, and I was just loving the energy and the vibes at Stagecoach so much. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go home and try to write a country song. I've been writing music my whole life and never tried country. I've been around it a lot with my family, and I just started writing the song. I was out at my pool hanging out on not a gloomy day, on a nice day. And this song just kind of came to me. I wrote it really quick, and then my friend came over and we were supposed to work on a different song, and he heard it and he's like, "Ooh, I like this. Let me help you with this a little bit." And so then he came in, helped me a little bit with the writing, and that's when it happened. And for the past year I was like, putting things together, trying to get the perfect plan because I've been independent for a very long time, and I was like, you know what, this song is so good. I think I need to launch this in a whole new way. So I got a whole new music team, and we're going full force with the country now, and I really love it. I'm just so happy to be in this genre. I think it's a lot more fitting for me too, like now that I'm a mom, I've settled down a little bit in my life, still love to party, which is very much country too, but I just think the wholesomeness and all of that about country is what fits me a lot more in this time in my life.
Yeah, I think it's a great fit for you. And even because like you mentioned, you have a background in country music with your family. And that's one
Yeah.
thing I'm going to bring up is you did family reunions at the Grand Ole Opry growing up. What was that?
Yes.
That sounds
Yeah.
fun.
So my Dudley side of the family, my mom's side of the family, is mostly from Ohio, but we have family in Tennessee also. Actually, a relative of ours, an ancestor of mine, was the very first mail carrier in Hickman County, Tennessee. Like the very first guy to carry mail in Tennessee was my relative. So I have lots of relatives in Tennessee, Ohio, South Carolina. And so we had our Dudley family reunions at the Opry every couple years when I was a kid. So I went there a lot growing up. I was around a lot of music there, around a lot of country music, and it's a big part of my life that I actually haven't talked about as much. But it's a big part of my life growing up.
For sure. I love to hear that. And growing up, you got to be listening to a lot of different country artists. And now that you just put out your first country song, who were some of those influences growing up that got you into the genre and made you want to put out country music today?
So growing up, I listened to everything. So my dad was actually a DJ in New York City. My mom was totally like a rocker chick into rock and roll. And then my mom's side of the family from Ohio was very much into country music. Whenever I went to go visit my family there, like every summer, that's all we were listening to. So I listened to a lot of different music growing up. The country artist that inspired me the most, though, definitely Shania Twain. She's amazing. Um, Leanne Rhymes, loved her as a kid. I mean, she was so inspiring because she was a young one, a very young country artist too. So I really looked up to her as a kid. And then as I got older, getting into Dixie Chicks, Carrie Underwood, Little Big Town. Now I listen to so much country, and my playlist is like, if you saw my playlist, you'd be like, this girl's all over the place. But now it's like a lot of Morgan Wallen, John Party, Lainey Wilson, Miranda Lambert. I mean, I just love music. I'm a music person, and I really like songs that I can relate to, and I think that's why I've also been getting so into country. Is there's a lot of songs that I feel like I can really relate to. A lot of the storytelling is just, it makes me feel like, oh my gosh, this song was meant for me type thing. And that's what I love about country.
I think that's a great way to put it. I mean, for myself as a fan listening to country music, and like you just mentioned, it's just there's songs about life. And I feel like it's the genre where you could really relate the most to the songs.
Yeah, no, and that's what I love about it. And and I still love hip hop. I love every genre of music. I'm just one of those type of people. But I do feel that over time experimenting with all the different genres, I've really found that I think I'm the most fit for country, just based on my personality, my tone of voice, all the music I kind of grew up listening to. I really think that a culmination of everything I grew up listening to, really, it's the most country, blues, rock. That's really what is the most me.
Now, I know a lot of country singers come from the state of California. It does have a pretty good country scene, Bakersfield and even LA. There's a lot of good
Yeah.
spots there. Do you plan on staying out in California, or are you going to make the move to Nashville to do the thing full time out in Music City?
So I really want to move to Nashville. I was looking for houses in Nashville back in 2020. I went out there and I was like, you know what? It was a pandemic. I was like, get me out of here. I could not deal with LA at the time. I was like, I need to move somewhere. So went to Nashville, and that's when I really fell in love with the city. I started working there with a lot of different musicians and songwriters, and I started looking for houses back then. Funny enough, I met my boyfriend in LA. He's from California, but his whole entire family moved to Nashville.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so we're going back and forth all the time now because we have a baby, all his family's there, so we've been spending all of our Easters and Christmases in Nashville. I think it's kind of the natural next step of where I'm going to go in life, but I do feel like maybe I'll always have a place here in LA too. It's the hard part about leaving LA is there's so much stuff for the business here.
Yes.
I even see on Instagram, I'm like, there's a different country person coming into town every single week just to film a TV show or a performance or something like that here. So, even though country music is really in Nashville, this is where all the TV stuff is. So it's a little bit hard, it's a toss up.
For sure. I'm glad you're going to make the move to Nashville because it really is. It's a great city.
I
And
love it.
you grew up going to the Opry every other year. And
Yeah.
that's a cool thing for you. I appreciate you joining me on here, and best of luck putting out new music and everything beyond. Folks, if you don't follow Chanel on Instagram and TikTok and wherever else you can find her, go do it right now. Go stream Little Bit Country. And Chanel, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me, and stay tuned. I got some more new music coming real soon.
Looking forward to it. Can't wait, and see you guys next time.
Thank you.